Hey guys, this is EliGE from Team Liquid, and I'm going to be playing Overrated or Underrated.
The CIS region, overrated or underrated?
I think the CIS region is underrated. I think that they have like 3 of the top 5 or 6 teams in the world right now. Uh, and they are like the top rated teams, but I still don't think the fans really understand how clean their gameplay is. I've been watching a lot of Gambit and VP, and I think that they have a really clean like game plan for everything. I think VP especially has such an insane like game where everything is like seemingly accounted for me. They have a really star player in Yakindar that is going to be doing the crazy stuff and winning them insane rounds. So I think that, I mean, they're obviously highly rated on the rankings, but I don't think that a lot of the fans know just how good they are.
Vice, overrated, underrated?
Device for me is fairly rated. I think that most people think that he's a top 5 player. He's been rated top 5 on HLTV for multiple years in a row. One of the most accomplished players in the game. And I mean, if you're not putting respect to his name by now, like you're just doing it wrong. And it's I mean, it's probably impossible for anyone to get your respect if you don't think Device is good. So I think that most people think that he's a top player, and I agree with that.
Online CSGO, overrated or underrated?
Online CSGO is overrated for me. I think that a lot of people kind of forgot that we are in the online era of CSGO, and things are just so completely different. You can even see with Liquid in 2019, while we were winning the Grand Slam, we went in between back home online to play the ECS, and we didn't even qualify for it while we were playing for it online. And we just came back from winning a tournament, and then after we lost in those qualifiers, we went on to win another tournament. So I think that if people are still giving a lot of weight to these results, and they think it's going to be the same thing when LAN comes around, I think they're in for a rude awakening.
Fallen, overrated or underrated?
So Fallen for me, I'm going to go underrated. I think that he just had a rougher time in MIBR where he wasn't comfortable with how the team was playing, and that kind of impacts player performance. And I completely understand like how it feels when you're not comfortable in the team. It kind of makes you play a little bit worse. But I think that he's going to show on Liquid when he's more comfortable in the team, and he knows what everyone should be doing, and he doesn't have to think as much. He's going to be able to show that same level that he did when he was on LG and SK, and he's going to show that he's the top offer again.
NA Counter-Strike, overrated or underrated?
I think NACS right now is fairly rated. I think that pretty much everyone knows the situation and everything that's been happening. I think that it's just going to take a little bit of time for everything to build back up again. But I think with that too, I think people are a little bit being dramatic with it. I think that there is redemption. I think that people can get better, and I think that we're going to be seeing some more better players come out of it. I think that it's going to be tough for a lot of orgs to just like all of a sudden pile in, and there's got to have to be some type of catalyst. But I think over time that we are going to see it build back up.
Valorant, overrated or underrated?
I think within the CS scene, I'm going to say Valorant is underrated. I think that a lot of people just want to immediately attack it because it's the CS competitor and cartoon game, stuff like that. They just want to immediately attack it. But I mean, it's a good game. I like playing it for fun. It's definitely very different from me being, if I wanted to choose for it to be my life. I love Counter-Strike, and I want to be playing Counter-Strike as long as I can. But it's a very solid game. I think that it's only going to get better from what it's at right now. So I think that it's underrated for me.
Cloud9, overrated or underrated?
I think the Cloud9 project was underrated. I think that they made the decision a little bit too quickly to completely stop the project, because if they were going to start that whole thing and then think that they're going to be a top 5 team or top 10 team within 4 months, I think that they were crazy to begin with. You have to give brand new teams like that a lot of time. It's a lot different than having a core of 3 players and then adding 2. There's already a foundation and everything. And then when you pick up 5 completely new players, there's going to be a lot of things that are different. One player is going to want to play one way, one player is going to want to play another way. There's going to be a lot of adjustments that are going to have to be made, and it's going to take a very long time. So I think that if you want to start like a brand new CSGO roster, you you have to like make sure that you account for the time that is needed to bring it to the top.
The Grand Slam win. Overrated or underrated?
I'm gonna go underrated with our Grand Slam win. I think that people kind of just saw like how fast we did it, and they're saying that as a negative. But I mean, I think that's like the biggest positive to it, where how fast that we were able to win it and just beat a lot of top teams. I mean, you didn't even see a lot of like top, quick, like huge wins like that for other games or during CS. It even took Astralis when they were at their best. It took them a very long time to do it too. And I think that now people are looking back at it and they're trying to like discredit the wins that we had. So underrated.
Your time on Elevate. Overrated or underrated?
For my time on Elevate, I'm gonna say underrated. I actually think that I probably should have given more credit back then. I think that I made the right decision throughout my whole career for everything that I did and when I did it. But Elevate was a really good team, and even then, like after I left, they had better results than we did on Liquid for a while. And I think that they were a really good team back then, and I enjoyed playing with them a lot. Like I've always wanted to play with Rush after that too. Unfortunately, we never got to play with each other since then. But he was a great teammate, and I really enjoyed like my time on Elevate there.
Yourself. Are you overrated or underrated?
I think that I'm like on the cusp of overrated or failure rated. If I was to not even think about the EPL groups that I'm just in the middle of playing, I think I played very good in the EPL groups, but I think that I could still just be doing a little bit more and being a little bit more consistent. So I think maybe I'd even go a little bit overrated for me right now, and I need to just keep working and making sure that I have like the impact that I see other players doing, especially Yakandar. I think that he's a really good player, and he's a player that I've been watching, and I'm trying to make sure that I can have as much impact as him. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe if you like the video.